Heyo, it's OmniDog here, and welcome to Throwback Thursday. This is where I have finally gotten all my TV shows from the 90s, converted them into files, and am able to upload them onto YouTube. I'm laughing because, first of all, I can't believe I was ever that young. This was 30 years ago, and I was on cable access. And if you don't know what cable access is, you're either too young in the United States or you don't have it in Europe. Look it up. Cable access was a setup where you could go learn how to use the equipment, cameras, lighting, editing, everything, and you could make a television show. And the station it broadcast was on a good number on the dial. It was channel 10. And so if people were just clicking through channel 4, channel 5, channel 6, there was a chance they'd see me because I didn't have any advertising budget, and it was all volunteer, and I couldn't pay I couldn't pay anybody in anything but the food that I brought them. But a lot of people saw it because I got a lot of people stopping me on the street and going, "Hey, you're that collector guy, aren't you?" And I'd be, "Why, yes, I am." So I would get collectors of all kinds. I made 35 shows, and I would interview them, and for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I would not turn down any collectible because I thought anything was interesting that people collected. You'll see stuff you didn't even know was collected, but my motto in this show was, if it's man-made, it's collectible. And I won't, every Throwback Thursday, I won't have this long introduction. I'll just say, this is the introduction. I'm just explaining how the show came to be. So I did it for about 3 years. I did 35 shows, and then it was time to move on to other things. But this is me 30 years ago as a young OmniDog. And you'll notice I say my name, Jess Bragg, because if you say it too fast on air, it sounds like Jess Bragg. And people go, what is your name? Jeff Sprague? No. So it'll sound weird because I'm going, "Hi, I'm Jess Bragg." But that's the way it goes. So enjoy these if you want. Maybe you'll get a kick out of them. Maybe you'll think they're stupid. I don't know. I'm just going to put them out there and see what you think of them. This week's is cereal boxes and all kinds of cereal premiums that go with dried cereal. The breakfast cereal. Big breakfast food here in the United States is cereal, or it was 30 years ago. And just a note, there are going to be addresses, phone numbers, information about shows 30 years ago. None of it's accurate anymore. Those people have either moved on to the hereafter, or are, well, those are your only options. But don't bother writing. I put on a thing at the end that says my address. I don't have that address anymore. So please don't write that address because I don't know who has that P.O. box now. It's probably some little old lady who subscribes to Cat monthly newsletter or something. So don't bother her. Just ignore all the addresses and phone numbers and stuff, and enjoy this interview with this guy who collected cereal boxes and premiums. And next week I will be along with another episode of Throwback Thursday, and the show is called Collector's Showcase. Thank you. I'm Jess Bragg. Thanks for tuning in to Collector's Showcase, the most pulse-pounding, thrilling show on the air. Or maybe not. Okay, today we're going to be talking about cereal boxes and their premiums. And my guest today is Kevin Meisner. Kevin, thanks for being on the show.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
You bet. We've got a lot of colorful stuff here today, and you primarily collect Freakies. Let me hold up this box here. This is a cereal. We'll get to this in a little bit, but this is your primary collection. It's Freakies cereal from the 70s. But there's also a lot of other collectibles here, a lot of cereal boxes that can be collected right now, and that's what's going to be important for me to tell the audience out there, because they usually tune in and find out what they threw away, and then they go, oh, I can't believe I threw that away. Well, now you can get in on it right now, because I'm still mad at you for throwing away that other stuff, but now we're going to show you how to collect cereal boxes now and send your kids through college in 20 years, right?
Right.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's start on over there. I'm going to start over there with the Tricks box. When did you pick that one up?
Well, in fact, most of the boxes that you see here, I picked up in the last 6 months, which is, you know, here
Last
we go.
6 months.
Yeah, and
Yeah, we're going to knock over a bunch of stuff here, I can already tell. But you've picked up most of these boxes in the last 6 months, and some of them are already collectible.
Yes.
How about that Tricks Voodoo Eye guy right there? What's going on with him?
The Tricks Flicker Eyes box is very collectible. It ran for a very short time, and I would guess that the box is worth $20 today.
Oh, okay.
And the reason is that, like you said before, most cereal boxes, people buy the cereal and they throw the box in the trash.
Sure.
And in fact, the box is usually better than the cereal inside. And the cereal companies are not usually concerned with how good the cereal it is. They spend a lot more time and money creating these boxes.
Is that right? Okay, well, I remember back in the 60s there was some controversy about how nutritionally the box was better for you than the cereal. Yeah. I don't know if that was just one of those urban legends, but I remember hearing that as a kid.
I think it's factual.
Okay, what else is brand new here? Do we have, what would you like to look at next?
I think that one of the best boxes on the table is the Captain Crunch Deep Sea Crunch box.
Okay.
And the reason is that Captain Crunch basically has 3 cereals that they do. They do the Peanut Butter Crunch, the Crunch Berries, and then the regular Crunch. Every once in a while, they do a spin-off box, which is what collectors call these, which has, you know, some kind of a different theme. So that one's Deep Sea Crunch. And
it's different cereal in the box, too, than normal?
Yes.
Okay.
And that box right now, it ran, I think, last year, and it's worth $20 already.
$20?
Because it ran for such a limited time, and it's rare, because people throw these things in the trash.
Nobody. It's only been out a year.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing it at the Price Club in those big jumbo garbage can size
The jumbo
things.
box that you walked right by and didn't purchase. It's probably worth $30 now.
Okay, it's proof that even I pass up some collectibles. Now,
another super box.
Okay, which one?
Is the Count Chocula foil box.
Front and center, right there. That's a Count Chocula foil box. It's a foil enhanced cover or something right there.
Right. And so
okay, yeah, we got it sitting right next to the Cocoa Pebbles. What's so big? What's the big deal about that guy?
It's just really a weird, unusual box.
Mm-hmm.
Count Chocula is one of the cereals, along with Frankenberry, Boo Berry. They used to have Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute, and those cereals have, I guess they've lost their status or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so the company continues to produce them, but they usually make a really cheap box. So when I buy Count Chocula, it's usually for the cereal and not the box.
Okay.
So I went to the grocery store.
Oh, you do actually eat the cereal of Count Chocula?
Well, I rarely eat any of this stuff.
You eat it in the closet. You're a closet sweetened cereal.
Right, I eat low-fat granola.
Oh, yeah, okay, man, groovy.
But that box, I saw it on the in Pennsylvania in a small grocery store. There were 6 boxes, and I grabbed them all.
Oh, okay.
And those boxes are probably worth right now $15.
Now, you said Pennsylvania. There's another cereal box here that you got in Pennsylvania. Why don't you hold up the Quisp to that camera right there, and we'll talk about that, because I remember growing up with Quisp, and they're re-releasing it now? What's the deal there?
In fact, Quisp started in the early 60s.
Like I did.
Like you did, and like I did. And so it used to be a major, major Quaker cereal.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some companion cereals as well, including Quangaroos and Quake, and we've got some laser copies that we can show.
I remember Quake, but I don't remember Quangaroos.
I can, let's grab a Quake laser copy.
Let me hold this up, and actually, let me hold up another thing. You talked about Fruit Brute. Here actually is, where are we going, right here? Here actually is the Fruit Brute. I'm going to hold it right there. This is the Fruit Brute. Where'd you find this guy?
Actually, I got that in an auction,
In an auction.
and it was from New Hampshire.
And was he a mail away? What do you call?
Actually,
He didn't come in a cereal
this
box.
fruit brute is a true rarity because this thing was sold in the stores.
Oh, it was?
It's very unusual, but sometimes some of the cereal companies license out some of their characters and they're sold in stores. This guy sold for $2.99 back in the 70s, and today he's worth $50.
$50. There you go.
So even he's a little bit beat up. He's been chewed upon, which a lot of
Looks like a dog toy.
yeah, it does. And a lot of the toys get chewed on, but it's still a pretty valuable piece.
Here, why don't you hand me the Quake and I'll hold him up
Sure.
to my camera, and you hold up Quisp, and we'll talk about these guys.
Now these are the old Quisp and Quake cereal boxes, and there's a reason.
And they're photocopies.
It's a laser copy,
Laser
a
copy.
color laser copy, and the reason that it's a color laser copy is because this bad boy is very rare and super expensive. The Quake boxes are more rare than the Quisp boxes because Quake ran for a very limited time, and so the box that you're looking at, my guess is that it's worth somewhere between $350 and $700.
$700
For that-
this guy,
for that
an
box.
empty cereal box.
Yes, that is the Quake ring box. and
That sound you hear is people rooting through their garbage cans right now to go dive and get those boxes
I
out.
think it's too late for Quake unless you've been.
I do remember Quake
unless
from
you've
when I
been
was little.
composting and he's at the bottom of your compost pile.
Let's take a second and show people how to save their cereal boxes so they don't just rip the top open. We've got Quarterback Crunch, which is currently on the market.
And
why
it's
don't
also,
you
I
open
mean,
it?
this cereal
This is kind of a weird, different kind of cereal.
is a weird cereal.
Let's hold it up right. There we go.
Wheaties
Football shape.
has started making cereals in the shape of different sports balls and other
Turn it around,
other
you can
things.
actually play a game on the back. For those of you who don't have enough to do in the morning, you can play this game.
And so here's how you save your box.
Okay.
So we'll go through. You've got to do this very slowly and carefully.
You're making me nervous already.
So you very carefully finger under the top.
Okay.
Okay. Now see these rips?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about them. The rips are good.
Those
Okay.
are okay.
It adds to the whatever the flavor of the box.
Okay.
Don't eat the box.
Right.
Now see this bag of cereal?
Mm-hmm. Now, I
Okay.
paid for that, so don't throw it away. I am
Ooh.
actually going to eat that myself.
You're gonna eat this stuff?
Yeah, well, I am pre-diabetic. That'll put me right over the edge, I'm sure.
It will, and I don't know if you can see, but it's pink and brown, and I've never laid eyes upon this before. So let's put it to rest.
My guess is it's all man-made. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, how about the bottom?
The bottom's harder. The
Uh-oh.
bottom of the box is always harder, and so I'll be as careful as I can with
Mhm.
your extremely collectible Wheaties
That's
box.
right. I want that.
Okay.
This is the birth of a collection right
Okay.
here.
Here we go. There it is.
There we go.
Nice and clean. These again are okay.
They pop right off.
Oh, this is great. See, now they say on this box that it's available for a limited time only.
Mhm.
And so they're trying to get you to buy the cereal but not save the box. Now what I'm doing is I'm flattening the box.
Okay.
Just like that. Now it's flat.
And I put it in a plastic bag or something?
Yep, you can go out and get one of those Mylar plastic bags,
Mhm.
slide it in there, and just drop it in a cardboard box,
Mhm.
and you're all set. It doesn't take up any space. And in fact, that's how I collected all of these boxes. These cereal boxes, I really chose them because they were collectible. I did eat a lot of the cereal. But I always buy the box, rip the cereal out,
Mhm.
toss it in the cabinet, flatten the box, and put it away. It drives my wife crazy because she wants to look at the box at the breakfast table, and
Sure.
I say, no, we can't get any milk on the box. You can't get any water on the box.
Well, now that brings up another question. It's conditioned because a lot of these things in the grocery store are beat up already. You never pay attention, but now they're all bent and pulled. There's always those razor cuts through them, things like that when
Right,
you open the box.
and you definitely want to avoid that. Now, let me hold up this guy again. Here's Quake again.
Okay.
Now, in terms of condition,
Right.
this guy is a mint uncirculated flat that came out of a secret file somewhere, and I'm not allowed to say where
Okay.
on the show. But the reason that you can tell that it's mint and uncirculated is that there are no cuts on this box like the ones that we made when we opened up the Wheaties
No little
box.
glue spots.
Right, there's
Okay.
no glue spots here. And so this box, since Quake ran for such a short time, and because the box is so rare to begin with, A mint uncirculated flat goes for, say, $700.
$700 for this.
And so the condition is extremely important.
This shows you how old it is, too. They are specifically saying sugar sweet on it. The vitamin-powered sugary cereal, they'd probably get kicked out of the marketplace for that now.
Yeah, we're all sugar charged.
That's right. Okay, and where to from here? You want to talk about, let's talk about some of the prizes
Okay.
and the premiums you can get. Why don't we...
Let's take the back of the Quake box.
Okay. There's now, if the box is rare, these prizes and premiums have to be even more rare.
Absolutely. Well, no. The
No.
boxes are more rare than the
Okay.
prizes. Because prizes were saved longer than boxes.
This is the back of the Quake box.
This is the back of the Quake box, and on this box, if you can see it, are the 4 Quake
Yeah, we've got a pretty good picture of it.
rings.
Uh-huh.
In the upper left corner is the Friendship ring,
It's this one, okay.
and then next to that is the Volcano Whistle ring,
That one.
and then below the Volcano Whistle ring is the Leaping Lava Game ring,
That one right
and then
there.
and the final one is the World Globe ring. Those rings, if you've got one and it's mint and it's in the package, it can go for, say, anywhere from $200 to $300
Wow.
for the ring. If it's out of the pack, that lowers the value
Right.
a little bit. There's some debate over that within the cereal collectors community. Some of us can't stand stuff in bags because we like to play with our toys. Other people who
Right.
are hardcore collectors, try to get prizes that are in the bags, like for example these freaky magnets.
Okay, now that is the name of your fanzine, the Freaky Magnet.
Yes, it is.
Turn that right here, and this is, well, this, you hold this one up.
This
This is the Freaky Magnet.
This is a freaky magnet, and I've got a set of 7 freaky magnets.
You got about
here.
a zillion toys here.
Well,
And it's mostly Freakies. Is that right?
freaky cereal.
And we've got Freakies and Fruity Freakies. I'm going to screw up on that. Freakies and Fruity Freakies. And this cereal is what you collect mostly the prizes from.
This is the best cereal ever, in my opinion.
Okay. And where do you find these toys?
Well, that's a good question.
That's why I'm the
And
host.
now we can, now we can kind of go to how I started this whole.
Okay.
Started with this whole business.
Let's hold up some of these toys and see.
Grab at will.
There's all these toys here. I don't know if you guys can get a picture of them or you want me to hold them up, but let's hold up 2 of these guys. Oh, you had a picture. Let's go back to that. That was a good one. Sorry, I apologize. That was a good shot. There we go. Here are all the freaky toys right here.
These are Freaky's figures.
Freaky's figures.
They're little plastic guys.
Mhm.
It's the original prize from Freaky cereal, which started in 1971.
Okay.
These toys swept through the cereal market like a hurricane.
What blew me out of the way because I never heard of them.
Well, you're a little dated, I guess.
I'm out of it,
Just
man.
a teeny bit older than I am.
Okay.
I'm 29 years old, by the way.
Okay.
Most
I'm
of-
older than that,
Most
by
of
the way.
most of the people who are rocking on Freakies are between the ages of 25 and 30.
So that's what you were eating back then in your sugar cereal
Exactly.
eating days. Okay.
And so what happened to me was this stuff came to our hometown.
Mhm.
The kids at school started having these prizes, and so everyone started collecting them.
Let's see if we can hold. Now, these are Freaky boats. Let's hold these up. These came in cereal.
It's Freakies. Those are also Freakies. Now, the boats are super rare.
These are super rare. Then they go in the water like that.
They
These are
retail,
boats.
a little balloon came with this thing, and the balloon would connect here.
Oh, okay.
There's a little hole in the back, and the air comes out
so
the hole.
power it across your bathtub.
That's exactly. It's a balloon-powered Freaky boat.
Okay.
Retail value, $25 to $30, because they're so rare.
That's what it is on the collector's market.
That's what it is on the collector's market.
Okay.
The Freaky.
And now where do you find them?
I find these. Well, the first place. Let me tell my story.
Well, you have about 1 minute, so just for your freaky story, so tell me that.
Oh, no problem. I collected them when I was a kid. The parental units threw them in the trash. Okay. I guess I lost them between the ages of 12 and 14. At 14, I started looking again. Over the next 12 years, I found a couple, but barely any.
Flea markets, yard sales.
Flea markets, friends who had one in the
Friends
attic,
found 'em.
stuff like that. And then I found Toy Shop magazine.
Oh, okay.
Now, Toy Shop we have.
You want to hold that up?
Right
No,
here.
This
This
is
is-
where a good source for your stuff.
This is Toy Shop magazine.
Mm-hmm.
8 or 9 months ago, I was at Border Books, and I found this magazine. This magazine has every toy that you ever could possibly want and more. All ages, from way back in the early 1900s to the present, you can find it in here. There's a cereal section in this magazine.
Let's look at this toy right here. This is, you put a balloon on this little freaky car guy and squeeze him and he shoots over.
This is
That wasn't too good for my cameraman, but you got the idea of what happened.
It's the 1975 Freakmobile.
Freakmobile. Okay. How long was this cereal in production?
I think it ran from 71 till 75 or 76.
Okay.
And it was brought back in 87.
Oh, it was?
But the cereal that they brought back was paled in comparison. All the cereal collectors hated it. You know, we grudgingly collect a few items from it. It wasn't nearly as good as the original cereal.
Okay. And these are these boxes you have are laser copies.
Right.
What will the original box sell for?
This is the Freaky magnet box. Flip it around. And so it shows the magnets that we've got here on the table on the back.
Mm-hmm.
This box would retail, if it were a true box, for $100 at least. The laser copies, $100, $100. The laser copies go from anywhere $15, $20 a piece.
That's still serious money for a copy.
It is, but if you want it, you'll get you'll buy the laser copy.
And you wanted all these different ones because they've got different prizes.
Exactly.
Now these guys, let me hold up this one. These guys have names.
Yes, this is the original Freakies box, and it's got the story on the back and the description of each Freaky. So the first one is, this green one is Boss Moss.
Okay, wait, let's hold it. Is that what this one is?
And this one.
Okay, hold him up.
This is Boss Moss, right next to the picture of Boss Moss.
Okay, there we go. There's Boss Moss.
And then we've also got the Boss Moss magnet.
Okay, keep going. Who else?
And we've got the Boss Moss car. Okay. The next one is Ham Hose.
Ham Hose.
Right here. Ham Hose is very shy, and he likes to take long walks in garden hoses.
Now, some ad exec is getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to come up with this.
As a matter of fact, the person who created Freakies is Jackie End.
Jackie End.
And at the time, she informs me that she did not make much on this cereal at all. As a matter of fact, Ralston Purina called up her company, which was called Wells, Rich, and Green, and just kind of told the people, we want a new cereal, something with monsters, something that'll catch the kid's eye. And no one took the cereal seriously, so they gave it to Jackie, who was only 23 years old at the time.
Oh.
And so what she did was, she didn't think they were taking her seriously either, so she created the Freakies after different people in the advertising firm.
Okay, let's get a shot at, is this guy a Freaky?
Yes.
Okay, here's a couple of Freakies.
Now
Good luck zooming in on these guys. Oh, there you go. Good job.
The one that you've got that's orange
That guy?
is older and rarer.
Oh.
That's Ham Hose.
Okay.
But he's made out of rubber and he's orange.
Mm-hmm.
He's older than the regular figures. I've never seen a box that portrays the rubber figures on the box, and that rubber guy goes for $25.
$25.
Well, yeah. Well, there are very few of those floating around.
And these were named after, she modeled them after people in the ad world?
Right.
They're all like lizard slime type of people.
Right. Well,
She
that
didn't
guy in your hand was Gargle, and he was an English copywriter.
Oh.
And so Gargle is a pseudo-intellectual.
They've all got their own personalities.
Each one's got a personality. Each one is patterned after a different person.
Wow.
And it was Jackie's revenge, I guess. And then when they ran the cereal, she was shocked and thought maybe she would lose her job, but the boss, who is Boss Moss.
Okay, show that to that one right there. That's Boss Boss.
This is Boss Moss.
Boss Moss.
Boss Moss is really Charlie Moss, who was the head of the advertising agency, and he didn't fire her, so she figured they still liked her.
That's a great story. Before we move into the fanzine part, let's take a look at some of the things that are available. You said there's a difference between what, send away and in-packs, the different type of prizes. Let's take a look at that Tony the Tiger bowl right there in front of the Christmas Crunch box, because that's a neat collectible. What, you sent a couple box tops in and got that, ideally?
The Tony Tiger bowl is what is known as a mail-away.
Mail-away, okay.
In other words, it doesn't come in the cereal box. Either you send a few UPCs in, you send a couple bucks in, and you would get Tony the Tiger cereal bowl that you could eat your cereal out of. Fruit Brute, well, actually, Fruit Brute was in the store.
Right, he was in the store.
The Freaky Clock.
Freaky clock. Here it is. This looks like the holy grail of
The
freakdom.
freaky clock was a mail away and still ticking.
Yeah, I can hear it.
But it's not the original clock. I ripped out the original clock because it made a horrible noise.
Oh, if you mean the works.
Yeah, the original works.
Okay.
I took it out and I replaced it with another type of clock.
And this was another mail away.
Yes. And this thing, if it's in good shape, goes for $100 today.
And did you mail away for this or find this?
No. I found this. All my stuff was thrown away or disappeared mysteriously.
That's right. It all enters that black hole of
Right.
Mom's garbage can.
Or something.
Now let's take a look over here again at two Captain Crunches. One is mine. I actually sent away for this thinking that my daughter would like it. Now Captain Crunch is right over there in front, but she doesn't play with it that much. It usually sits on my bed. There's the old Captain Crunch. Now where'd that come from?
Well, the old Captain Crunch was also a mail away.
Okay.
I found that guy in somebody's old stinky toy shop in the back under some wood chips. And I dragged him out. I shook the wood chips off. And I think I paid $15 for it.
Okay, now he's the older model.
He's 1979.
Okay, and then right next to him we have the newer version of Captain Crunch, which I just sent away for and got.
He's
a couple
current.
box tops, $10, and he's in good shape. I kind of like him. Yeah, there's a picture of the old Captain. So you can still get this stuff. A lot of nice stuff. That's actually a pretty neat doll for, I don't know, a couple of box tops, or actually UPC codes nowadays. What other, do we have any other little guys? How about this? This thing's kind of neat. Why don't you talk about this?
That's a good one to pick up. This is the Trix Rabbit color-changing spoon.
Changes colors.
Yes, and I'm told that the spoon responds to temperature, cold and heat. Now, of course, I would never open up the package
to find out.
To test this out because I think it's such a nice piece.
Right.
I think it's going to be extremely collectible. So to maintain its value, I will leave it in the package, just like these magnets are still in their packs. Really, because I don't collect the Trix Rabbit. A lot of collectors end up, you might wonder why I have all this stuff, because I really only collect freakies. And what happens is, when you start collecting, you just accumulate these things as you go. I'm not exactly even sure how. They come my way, and I have them. And the reason I save them is because trading is heavy.
Trade, yeah. I bet a lot of people like to trade.
Trading is super heavy. Here's a really neat piece. This is the Frankenberry plastic figure from Frankenberry cereal.
We've already knocked him over about 6 times. He's hard to stand up.
He doesn't stand up very well, and he's about a $10 or a $15 piece. That is a great trade item.
Oh, okay, and you can trade that for some freaky
I can get
magnets.
a couple freakies for this Frankenberry guy.
Okay. Well, why don't we take a minute so you can talk about your fanzine when you pick it up, and we'll talk about it and where people can write to get your fanzine that talks all about freakies, and you can also hold up some other information.
Okay.
Let me hold that up.
This is the Freaky Magnet, which is my very own collectible cereal box magazine. It came to me in the middle of the night one night when I couldn't sleep, and the cover is the Freakies box, which is floating around here somewhere. Inside there are articles about, we print letters. People write lots of letters to me. It's been incredible. We've got articles.
This one can you give the address?
This article is Why Cereal Boxes. If you're interested in this magazine or these other 2 magazines that I'm going to talk about, you can write to me, Kevin Meisner. The address is 92B North Bedford Street, Arlington, Virginia, 22201.
Okay. And did you want to?
Yeah, briefly.
We're gonna sock into some cereal. I got my robe on because we're gonna sock into some cereal here.
This is another fanzine. This is Free Inside. Free Inside was created by my friend Michael Vollmer. It's been running for, I think, 9 years. It is the oldest cereal collecting fanzine. And what is unique about this guy's fanzine is he only talks about current cereal boxes, the stuff that's on the market today. He runs one of these a year. He talks about the best boxes of the year. He doesn't talk about any old stuff at all. And there are some editorials and other things in this magazine.
Okay.
The other magazine that's out is Flake Magazine. Flake Magazine, I think, is 5 years old, and it's published by Scott Bruce, who lives somewhere in New England. I think he lives in New Hampshire or Massachusetts. And it's another collectible cereal magazine. There are only 3 that I know of.
And you're one of the 3.
And I'm one of the 3. And our next issue is coming out in 3 weeks.
Ooh.
And it's going to be twice as big and twice as good as the first one.
Okay.
And we've had a tremendous response.
Yeah, well, that's great. Here we go. I am having Christmas Crunch,
Which I refuse to eat.
which Kevin will not eat, and so he's having special Aladdin edition corn flakes,
Which is a superior box.
which is the superior box.
It's a great box.
That's completely subjective, of course. And we've got milk, and let's give my address if you want to call in. I'm sorry, if you want to write in. My address is P.O. Box 138, Mount Vernon, Virginia, 22121.
No sugar. This is great.
Oh, this is totally sugary. I love it. And remember, moms out there, don't throw it away. It might be valuable. Don't throw away those cereal boxes.